We're live. Hello guys. Welcome back to another video on the Ricky JJHG4 channel, or actually a live stream. We're back again with another quarter century wireless net. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this net again. So here with my best friend Jason. Say hi to the camera. You there? Oh, did he leave again? Never mind. I guess he left again.
I was muted for some reason.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm live now, so, yeah. You can say hi to the camera if you want. Alright, so here I've got my TID radio TDH8 on 146.7 megahertz. So I'm just waiting for the net to start. Yep.
Diddy's Pizza? What the?
What is this? Sorry, this person's texting me on Roblox, just saying S. Periods. What the heck? This person's spamming me. S period semicolon N apostrophe. What the heck? Okay, some little kid, her little sister or something must be using it if she has one. I don't even know. Anyway, let's get back to the live. Here, let me go back to quick. No, yeah, well, yeah, that's what I actually wanted to do.
Semicolon N.
Here, I'll just pause that so it doesn't cause a feedback loop. Alright, so the live should be starting in just a bit. Turn that all the way up.
Good evening, everybody. It is 8 o'clock.
You want to turn your camera on?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
No.
Alright, we'll have it on.
No.
Here. I'll have it on the stream.
Ricky.
Yeah?
Are you afraid of Santa?
No.
Well, you might be claustrophobic then.
What?
If you're afraid of Santa, you're claustrophobic.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, that's such a cheesy joke. Oh my god. Claustrophobic. Yeah, I've heard that one before. Yep. Anywho. Alright. I'll have it on the stream. Oh.
Alright, here goes nothing.
Yep, it's just about 8.
Alright. I'm gonna mute.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't want to rate your app, Roblox. Alright, back to the live. Okay, I'm back. Back to the... Oh, hi, Abraham. We're just doing a ham radio live here. The net. The net should be starting in just a little bit.
Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday evening. It is 8 p.m. It is time for the quarter century wireless net. This is a net that meets each week on this repeater for the benefit of enjoying amateur radio. You do not have to have your license 25 years or more to be a part of the net. All amateurs are welcome, and we encourage third-party check-ins. It is a net-controlled net, so we do ask that questions, comments be directed through net control. When you go to check in, if you'll key up and indicate this is, then unkey, and if you're not doubling with somebody, key back up and give me your call sign phonetically and a little bit slowly so I can make sure I've got it copied down correctly. And with that, I'll take any check-ins that are out there. Just let me know if you're in and out, short-time mobile. If you're not one of those three, then you're just a regular check-in. And we will go down through the list 3 times, for the third time being the 73 round.
Get ready, Ricky.
And I am
Check in. Be ready as soon as he calls.
KV8DQQ. name is Bob, and I'm looking for any check-ins. Please call now.
This is Kilo Foxtrot 8 Charlie Papa Papa. This is Ricky, and I will be doing a full-time check-in.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Charlie Lima Lima Jason. I'll be doing a full-time check-in as well. Hey, Uncle Bob, I'm Washington County at home. I'll give you a hospital report. KF8CPP. Boom out. This Kilo Charlie 8 Lima Oscar Quebec.
What?
You'll be first on the list, I'll be second.
Okay.
General check-in, Bob.
That means he'll call for you first and then me second.
Got it. Okay.
Alright, so
Kilo
he'll be
Echo 8
first.
Zulu Charlie India. Brian.
Here, let me go grab. Oh, probably should have grabbed the snack. All right.
All right, excellent start. Excellent start. I have KF8CPP, KF8CLL, KC8ZUL, and KC8LOQ, KE8CCI. Well, good evening, everybody. We've got two young fellows that are in here that recently got their license, and I'm so happy to have them become a part of the net. And I hope they're doing well, and they can bring us up to date in what they're accomplishing. And as they get their turn there, and things are going pretty good here. I'm getting some 2 or 3 or 4 carvings ready to sell to a lady that wants to buy some. So I've been painting little tiny carvings this last 5 or 6 days. Gets tedious after a while. And other than that, we're sticking pretty close to home, and haven't done a lot of running in the last couple of days, so that's been kind of fun. They're usually out and about more than I'm in and staying. Okay, we're going to start at the top here. We're going to go up to KF8CPP. Mr. Ricky, come on in and bring us up to date.
W8BCI repeater.
This is KF8CPP. Haven't been up to much lately. Just been doing schoolwork but I did also recently enter a ham radio essay contest as well on the QRZ website, the Dream Rig contest, as they call it. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing, and back to net.
I didn't quite catch what you were doing. There was some noise on this end here, and I wasn't quite sure what you said on that part of it. So if you'd repeat that for this old guy.
KF8CPP. I just said just haven't been up to much lately. Just been doing schoolwork, and I entered an essay contest on the QRZ website, and it's called the Dream Rig contest. So. Yeah, so back to net.
Missed the word essay. Everything didn't make sense till then. Okay, very good. Well, I hope that things go well, and you're probably going to be in a lot of strong competition out there, but you never know. Sometimes things fall into place. And Mr. Jack Statham, sir, KF8CLL.
This is KF8CLL, Jason. I haven't been up to too much either. Just been doing things around the house, getting some things done, some projects, trying to get my antennas working. Since I'm currently still only using a wire, it's kind of set up like a dipole, but not necessarily like a good setup. It's still making it to the repeater just fine, but other than that, I haven't been up to a whole lot. Just schoolwork at school, and what I have to do around the house is chores and whatnot. But, alright, yeah. I haven't been up to too much, but back to that.
kind of busy. I understand that. I always had things I had to accomplish too, and that doesn't change. I don't care what age you're at. That doesn't change. There's always something that you got to do in the way of chores. So you just kind of get used to the idea that you're just getting in training for when you're out on your own, and you got all those chores to do that your folks used to do in place of you. Cool. KF8ZLQ. Michael, go ahead.
Okay, well, dropped her off from the hospital. I was expecting her to stay overnight, but the surgeon thinks they got all the kidney stones, everything, so she's at
Hey
her
guys, I'm
home.
gonna go grab a snack really quick.
Took care of her, dropped her off, and we've been up since 7 this morning and totally pooped out. What a day. KC8ZLQ, sitting on the bed, pooped.
I'm back, guys.
It does make for a busy day, definitely. Yep. And a lot of sitting and waiting sometimes. All right, Mr. Rixer, KC8LOQ.
Well, good evening, Bob, and a special good evening there to Ricky and Jason, you guys. And Jason, man, I'm glad to be able to talk with you. I'm sorry we didn't hook up there on the Slow Scan TV net, but boy, you're making it really well into the repeater here. And you too, Bob, you're sounding really good for a change. Nice and clear. So, Ricky, hey, I'm an Everett graduate too, so we're both Everett people, Vikings, and I'm glad to hear you on the net tonight, and welcome to the hobby. It's a great bunch of guys. And Jason, getting your antenna working, I tell you, that's a work in progress. I've been fiddling with that for a long time. There's always something you can tweak, and I've been working with
freeze pop here.
Slow Scan TV with the International Space Station, and they have programs where they send down pictures to people. So I've got to get a good antenna to talk with them. My antennas, as you probably remember from your tech class, my verticals are, the lobes are real close to the ground, and they don't go very high up into the sky there. That's pretty typical with high gain verticals. The major lobes are kind of low, so I need an antenna that kind of feeds up into the sky a little better. Now, a dipole wouldn't work too bad maybe for 2 meters. I thought about that. And maybe a thing they call an egg beater, which is looks like 2 loops 90 degrees apart. Those are supposed to work pretty well. So let's see, I've been painting a little bit around the house, getting ready for winter. Took the hose and everything around the yard for the water hose and stored that up and emptied the water lines for the outside spigots here in the house in case they freeze for the winter, which they sometimes do. So I'm going to be getting some cold weather here upcoming, so got to get ready for that. Well, that's enough for this round, I guess. So I'll turn it back to net control. This is KC8LOQ.
Right, the outside spigots on mine, they extend back into the house, so the valve that opens and closes is inside the house, and it avoids a lot of that freezing. But I just happen to think you mentioned it. I think there's still a hose hooked up in the back spigot, and it's been used, so I need to go out and make sure that that's been drained, and if it's not, well, I get her done so that I don't have to worry about that one through the winter. Cool. Mr. Bryan, sir, KE8ZCI.
KE8ZCI. Thank you, Bob. Brian here. Yeah, thanks for the reminder on the hose. The cold kind of snuck up, and I need to do the same. I always like to unhook it and then let gravity empty it out by running it down the hill there before bringing it into the garage. So I'll have to do that soon. Maybe I'll even just unhook it tonight after the net run out there. But in terms of some radio fun, I I was taxi service from the airport today, picked up my spouse who was visiting her mother in warmer places, and took the opportunity with the radio to try to listen to some of the air band. I've never done that before, so it was kind of neat just hearing some of the traffic along there. Can be a little challenging to understand what they're saying. You know, that kind of cool commanding voice you always hear with pilots and all that stuff, but on the tower crew and the ground crew. So I couldn't really tell you too much of what I heard other than, yep, they're taxiing down runways. But it's kind of cool to see that side of it nonetheless. So I'll leave it for that for now. Send it on back to net control. KE8 was ECI.
I was aware of the fact that she was down there. Didn't realize it was your spouse. But Miss Charlene said that her daughter was there and would be going home. And so that would be whom she was talking about. I am at the bottom of the list. Do I have any more check-ins, please? This is KDPA.
KWGG, this is George in Flushing.
All right. Good evening to both of you. Mr. KD8PA, Mr. Gray, come on in. All right, very good. Yeah, I was just in the other room, realized it was 8 o'clock. I was, finding wall transformers, or they got that ring and tip thing going, all different sizes. It seemed like they standardized it, but that's what the competition's all about. Make it so that you have to buy it from them. Stuff like that. Yep. Just hanging out, cold, rainy day, putzing around, and just getting stuff, what they would call organized. I got a lazy boy in my shack, and I need to take it out because it just collects things. So it's just taking up space, and if you want to use the chair, you got to take all the stuff out of it. I just got need to reduce inventory. So anyway, back to that from KD8PA.
WHBCI repeater.
Lazy boy chairs. I'm not sure who designed them initially, but sometimes they did us a favor and sometimes they didn't do us a favor creating those critters. Mr. KB8WGG, Mr. George up in Flushing, go ahead, sir.
Good evening, this is KB8WGG. Yes, fantastic day. If you're a duck or something like that, would be nice outside, swimming along in the snowflakes and all that other good stuff. All right, we had a very, very, very unusual day today. I ended up having to go to get something to eat, came back. Here's my daughter-in-law here handing out coupons and bringing in packages from the outside, from the porch. And the reason that is very unusual is she very rarely shows up. She doesn't come only about 3 or 4 times a year, and that's why it was unusual. Anyway, she couldn't stay for too long. She had to go back to work. She was going from her house, taking care of her dog, coming over here, giving the coupons out, going back to work. So anyways, it was a short visit, but it was very nice. She was here for 15 minutes or so. Okay, everything else around here is doing good. I've got a scooter coming. I don't know when it's going to get here, but it's coming. I've already got a couple parts for it that were freebies. So we'll see what happens when it gets here. It's supposed to be here before.
Hey, Ricky.
Yeah?
And if it does, downstairs,
Dude.
assembling the dead scooter. And I won't have to touch it until it gets done. How about that one? KD8WGG.
Very good. They're a handy device, too. You're going to soup it up so you can do wheelies with it. Go ahead. All right, where's the bottom of the list? Do I have any more check-ins?
No, you don't have chickens. We're people.
I'm not hearing any. We got one more check-in. We would match what we got checked in last night. So we'll go back toward the top of the list, and I think I heard Annette the other day during the afternoon. Did I not? KF8CPP, go ahead.
KF8CPP, not this afternoon, but I know we did one. I did one a few days ago. I'm pretty sure on like Monday or Tuesday. It was like a severe weather preparedness net. I'm pretty sure it was on like Monday afternoon at like 5 or something. So yeah, it was basically the net that me and Jason, KF8CLL, ran. So yeah, so back to net.
But I wasn't there long enough to catch everything on the net itself because I was busy doing some other things. But I went from one frequency to another, and I happened to catch you guys for a few minutes. You say a weather preparedness net. What was your goal there?
My goal was to inform people about like ways to prepare for severe weather, such as, like creating a plan with family. That was one, creating a plan with family to like prepare for severe weather. I remember that. Another, I can't remember what else we talked about, but yeah, so it was just basically it was just like giving people advice on like how to prepare for severe weather. KF8CPP, back to net.
Very good. Excellent thinking. Excellent thinking. And in the spring, I'm not sure if you're aware of it or not, but typically there's a weather awareness class, a Skywarn class, to go to. It doesn't usually cost anything. Last time I knew it didn't cost anything. And when you get done, you get a certificate or a card that lets you become part of the Skywarn nets if there's severe weather. You may want to kind of work towards that and be involved in those. Usually they're spring, summer, and sometimes fall, depending on how the weather goes. But in the last couple of years, they've not been really active, but we've had some weather, and it helps to get an idea where things are happening. And maybe you guys can partake of that, so you can partake of that. Awesome. Mr. KF8CLL.
This is Jason, KF8CLL. Yeah, I have been trying to get these nets running up, but not to really any luck. I had one in and out check-in when I first ran. I think the one on Monday, and I've actually moved them as Tuesdays, so that way it doesn't interfere with any nets on the Lansing Civil Defense Repeater Association's net, or the Central Michigan Amateur Radio Club's net. I can't remember where it was listed, but there's one on Monday. They haven't run it recently. I haven't heard it, but yeah. Basically, it's for like Ricky said, for informing people of what to do in severe weather in case they don't know, and maybe share questions if they have any, and answer those questions. And so there's something else about it. When weather comes up, we would like to inform people, and if it just so happens to not be on a Tuesday, we might try to find time to run one, but at this time we do not have our Skywarn certificate. I tried doing the online classes, and it said I could get a thing there. I got a certificate of completion, and still haven't gotten a number from Skywarn yet, so. Alright, well, back to net. KF8CLL.
Well, I'm happy to see you guys are working toward that thing. It is cool. I appreciate that greatly. Mr. KC8ZLQ. And at least she just calls, can hardly talk to me. It's that breathing too kind of weird off, but she's doing okay. Check in tomorrow. But doctor, I'm all right. All right, keep practicing. KF8CPP moved out. This is for you. All right, Michael, you've got a bit of a noisy signal there. Your battery might be getting weak, or it might be where you're at. I'm not sure. Mr. KC8LOQ. Thank you, Bob. Yep, Michael's a little scratchy there. Michael, you've been having hospital duties for quite a while there, man. First it was you, and now Felicia, I think is her name there, and hope everything turns out okay. Geez, yeah. Hospitals are easy to get into and tough to get out of, you know? It's never a fun place. Well, Ricky, hey, I was looking at your QRZ page, and I noticed you were into trains, and I'm a modeler, train model. Well, I should say I'm starting to be a model train, model railroader. I got it set up that my wife got me for Christmas, and I'm going to build a table downstairs. I got to find room for it, and set up my model train. That's a whole hobby, boy. You can spend a lot of time and work, you know, making the houses and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. You guys, if you start, hey, I'll check in on your net if it's what I think you said Tuesday at 5 p.m. Rick.
KF8CPP repeater.
Oh, am I supposed to go?
Question for Rick, KF8CPP. Is your net on Tuesday at 5 p.m., did you say?
Pretty sure it is. KF8CPP? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. You might wanna ask Jason. I'm pretty sure it's 5. I mean, Jason was the one that created the net. I'm just co-hosting it or co-running it, but yeah, pretty sure it's Tuesday at 5. So yeah, back to net.
Okay, well, hey, I'll drop in once in a while with you guys. I just wrote it down here. And Jason, if that's correct, maybe the next round you can double or correct me on that. What was I going to say? The Brian, KE8ZCI. Yeah, I've got a little realistic aircraft radio, and it's got an AM band, and then you can switch it over to VHF for the aircraft band, which is, starts out at 108 and megahertz. It goes up to 136 megahertz on AM. So every once in a while I'll get out near an airport, I'll tune the pilots and the control tower in and listen to them. A buddy of mine is a pilot, so when I go out and see him and I'm waiting for him to come in, I'll tap into the control tower and listen. Either that or the ground control. It's hard to know which is which, but I suppose you got to be a pilot to know if it's the tower or the ground control. But pretty fun stuff. So let's see, it got on the air today on HF a little bit. Wasn't too bad, a lot of activity, a lot of POTA out there. So those guys are fun to talk to. Well, enough for this round, back to net. KC8LOQ. I have my entire hobby career has been wrapped around airplanes since I was about 10 years old. Model airplanes, and I still got a whole basement full of small Air Force down there that's flyable, but mine are control line. But engine modeler trains, I always have been just fascinated with them and their dioramas that they put together. And on a trip to Florida one year, the wife and I stopped in Chattanooga, Tennessee, And lo and behold, the place we stopped was right next door to a model train. I thought there was some sort of museum involved with it, but there was a model train layout in this building that was 135 feet long and about 45 feet at one end and about 35 feet at the other end, and at least 15 or 20 feet in the long run between. And the whole thing was nothing but one completely big, huge diorama. It was just fascinating. We even went back the next year and stopped at the same place so we could go back and see it again. So if you ever get in Chattanooga, Tennessee, it's one of the biggest model train layouts I've ever seen. The only thing I've seen bigger is pictures of one that's in Germany. KE8CPP, Mr. Bryan, sir.
KE8CPP. Yeah, Rick, you are right in trying to tell who is what there on some of that air band, and I didn't have a lot of time to really figure things out, and so I just kind of scrambling to poke around and figure out what frequencies were available there. But yeah, it was certainly fun and something I can entertain doing again. Yeah, and in terms of these model trains, in high school I had a friend. His father had a pretty neat model train kit there, and boy, I wouldn't be able to wager what the total length of it was, but it was a pretty sizable setup in the basement. Never saw it run or anything, but boy, yeah, just hills and trees and little houses and all that. It was definitely a labor of love. And the other thing that he had going was kind of around the ceiling, so to speak, up high on the walls, had some tracks going around on a little platform so the trains could do loops around the room, I guess. But I never saw him run. I don't think it was ever a project that was finished. It was always in flux kind of thing. But pretty cool. And hey, Bob, speaking of family and such, a little birdie told me you were maybe curious to try out or learn more about some of those yellow tinted glasses. Is that a thing you've been able to do, or are you still on the hunt for that opportunity?
All right, well, train-wise, before I get away from that, and a little coffee can downstairs, about a 3-pound coffee can, I've got a complete train, a transformer, about enough to make a circular track, the engine, 5 cars, and it's all in a 3-pound coffee can. That's a little N-gauge railroad setup. I get that out every once in a while and enjoy it. Yeah, I started seeing advertisements on Facebook, so I went looking into it, and price-wise, they're anywhere from about $15 to $60. And so I just put the question out on Facebook, because a lot of people out there that are watching, and so I thought maybe somebody's going to have some experience. And one of my responses came back from a fellow I know in Spain. So he said they were great, and not to buy cheap ones, basically, but buy a good one. And my thinking is that now it's dark, and I've noticed, especially a truck coming at me, is their lights are on normal, but for my vision, they're on bright. The height of the lights is just right, and they look like they're on bright. And so I don't know if it's a truck or a car, but when I ask them to drop them, they raise them up. That's how I know I got a truck. So I thought maybe those might make it a little easier to see past those bright lights. Back to you, Brian, KV8DQQ.
Awkward silence.
KE8ZCI, go ahead, KV8DQQ.
Okay, sorry, Bob. Yeah, I had a background distraction. I did not hear if you handed it back or not, so I zipped it. Yeah, well, I wanted to say that I used to have a set of ski goggles of that format. It certainly can help with contrast, seeing things and weird conditions.
When they call for me, and if I don't answer within like a few seconds, if you don't see me on camera, call in for me and let them know that I'm trying to check and I'm busy.
Okay.
That you are more than welcome to the world.
Let them know that I'm trying. I want to check. I want to check out because I'm trying to get stuff I need to do.
Your check out if you would like.
see if they work like they do. But all Richard said over from Spain was just don't skimp when you get them. He said don't skimp. So, yep, we'll have to see what we can do to meet up with you so I can potentially borrow them for a little bit. All right, KD8PA, Mr. Greg, sir, go ahead.
Hey, real good. Yeah, I remember having the N gauge, but and also there was a quarter gauge or something like that. It was 5 or 6 inches tall, or like the guy had this huge lodge with all the exposed beams holding up the roof of the lodge. He had tracks on those beams, and he'd say, like the one guy was saying, that they circle around the room. I told him, I said, all you gotta do now is put a feather duster on there and let it go. It'd be like a robot mowing your lawn. But, I've had just standard size and N gauge. I know that I went down to the Greenfield Village down in Detroit, and they had mountain steamers from, the wheels were 5 feet tall. It's a beast. Like a half a city block. Unbelievable amounts, hundreds of thousands of pounds. Now, they show that Pierre Marquette used to be at the stadium out there at MSU. When we was kids, we used to climb all over it, turning the knobs and flipping switches. And I guess they decided, well, it was too valuable to leave out. So they moved it. Moved it up, I think, Wasso has a turntable. That's where it's at. Yeah, that was a fun time, The bell still had a cable hook to it, but they found out they welded a couple of valves closed and took the door off the firebox, where he said that would be a deterrent. And it was just a piece of cake of putting it back together. Those come cranking down to Williamston there, the crossings at Putman Road, doing 60 miles an hour, blowing steam out the side. It's pretty neat. I guess the steam technology lasted 200 years. They eventually got the combustion engine going. Back to that from KAPA.
W8BCI repeater.
Does have a long, long history. Mr. KB8WGG. KB8WGG. Yeah, when I was a kid, I had a train track. Just a big old huge round one, like little kids have. You know what I'm talking about. Little transformer, one engine, about 3 cars. That was about it. That has caboose though. That had caboose. And it was fun. Every once in a while, my brothers and I would get it out, and it was my brothers and I. It was a family thing. It was a family train. Okay. Kalamazoo, excuse me. Owasso. They have a museum out there, and I've been out there. That thing is fantastic about steam engines. In fact, when I was out there one time with my grandson, they were replacing one of those push bars on the wheel to the piston on the train, and that thing is a jumbo. They had to have a forklift to pick the thing up, and then 2 guys at one end and 2 guys at the other to kind of slip it into place. But apparently, I asked somebody there what had happened. They said, well, they put too much steam on it one time, and it snapped it. So they were made out of cast iron, and it just bingo, it snapped. So they had to re-weld it and put it back on. And train works good, but they've got some fantastic stuff out there at that museum. In fact, my son and I took off for a train trip on that station. This was 4 or 5 years ago. We went to Arizona or Nevada. We went to Nevada on the train, and that's a long haul. But got to see a lot of things. Colorado and the beginning of the Mississippi and all this other stuff down there. KB8WGG.
Very interesting stuff.
anybody else to check into the quarter century wireless net, please come now.
Oh, I don't think so.
All right, nobody else to check in. Okay. I will mention that tonight at 9 o'clock on 10 meters, 28.495, this is a 10-meter net. It's going to be basically a local net because the atmosphere is down, the ionosphere is down, so it's radio to radio. But if you two gentlemen out there, the new ones, if you've got low band radio capabilities and/or aiming towards it, you can be on 10 meters. And we have it in the range where the technicians can be, and if our frequency is busy, we will go down because we're at the top end of where the technicians can be. And if that's busy, we'll go down to a clean spot. So if you don't find us there, look for us below that. And it starts at 9 o'clock, runs sometimes till 9:30, a little after, depends on how many check in. Sunday night will be the the slow scan TV net. That is on on the 539 repeater. And that goes from 8 o'clock till sometimes near 10. Opportunity to send, receive, and comment on pictures. You need the program off the internet called MMSS TV. It's free download, and you'll be able to join the group that way. And then Wednesday night is the Mid-Michigan Information Traders Net at 8 o'clock on the 539 repeater. So keep those in mind as you go through the week, and we'd love to have you at any one of them. So we'll go back up to the top. This will be the 73 round. And Mr. Ricky, KF8CPP, your turn, sir.
This is KF8CPP. Yeah, well, thank you to, all the interesting, train stuff that, all the people here mentioned. It was very interesting, listening to all your interesting train stories, really. It was very nice. It was fun to listen to. Yeah, well, yeah, so I hope you guys, have a good day or have a good night. Hopefully, Friday will be a good day for y'all as well. So, yeah, you guys have a good one, and this is, 73 from KF8CPP. Back to net.
You ready? I will have a good day tomorrow. Somebody else may not as a result, but I will have a good day. All right, Jason, KF8CLL.
KF8CLL, yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone for participating in the net and whatnot, and of course, I joined in, so not sure exactly what to say. I wasn't quite around when everyone was sharing their train stories with everyone. I did hear Ricky just mention that, so I caught on to that, but other than that, I do hope everyone has a great night and a great rest of their week, and I may or may not see everyone on the slow scan net on Sunday because still haven't been able to get my radio to work, the 539 repeater. Even on 25 watts, because it's a base station, it still doesn't cut it. But yeah, I'd like to say 73 to everyone on this net. And this is KF8CLL. We'll be handing it back to net.
Jason, are you able to trip the 539 repeater?
Yeah, I'm able to trip it, but it just keeps kerchunking over and over again. Back to net.
Surprised at 25 watts is doing that, but they're still trying to figure out what's going on with it, as far as I know anyway. And I don't know if they've reached a conclusion yet or not, but it sure is not functioning the way we are accustomed to having it work. I guarantee you that. And we're used to usually a clear signal and a distance that it would go. So something's going on and they're working on it. But thank you for being there tonight. We'll look forward to you again. Mr. Michael, KC8ZLQ.
Oh, Bob, this is a different Chinese walkie-talkie. Does this sound better? KC8ZLQ. Enjoyed everybody tonight. Let me know if it sounds better.
Michael. There's minimal noise on your signals, not real strong on the audio, but it's you're clear, so we can hear everything you said this time. So very good. Thanks for being there, Michael. We'll see you again soon. KE8CPP, Brian.
KF8CPP. Well, it's great hearing everyone out here tonight, and I also hope you have a great night and a great day tomorrow. And I think a wise man once told me it's not a good day unless you can upset 3 people or something like that. So you know who you are. Anyways, yeah, and Bob, them glasses, they got your name on it. You own them. If you don't like them, we don't need them back. So you can enjoy them or pitch them or upgrade down the road. So yeah, we'll link up accordingly. Take care, all. 7-3 KE8CPP.
You look forward to the opportunity to give them a good try. Mr. Greg, sir, KD8PA.
Very good. Yeah, there was a incident, or a story that the train's going towards the Continental Divide. You have to go up through a mountain pass, and usually had like 3 to 5 coaxially driven diesel electric department out of General Motors. So they run their submarines. They run them off the same thing, except that they didn't have the train didn't have to have batteries. It was all generated through the engine to the generator. But they get too many of them on the too many cars. You gotta get something like 10 miles back. There's a whole bunch. So they had a steamer up there on a siding, and as the diesel electric train came started to stall out, the steam would get on the tracks and couple, and then pull all that train over the hill, over the top of the mountain. And once they build up another siding so they could get off the train that they just pulled over the Continental Divide. Yeah, now I don't know how much of the story is true or not, but it sure does sound like fun. Back to that 7-3, guys, and we'll look for you later on tonight. And anytime you need a spare part for something, we got a lot of antennas in kit form, a slight repair. But anyway, we'll catch you later. Back to net from KUP.
W8BCI repeater.
Thanks, Greg. See you in the morning. KV8 WGG, Mr. George. Go ahead, sir.
You there? George? You there?
KV8 WGG, are you still there?
Awkward silence. I think he might have left.
Oh, he must have got called downstairs. Is there anybody to do an in and out check-in before Bob closes the net down?
Yeah, looks like no one.
Kilo Charlie 8, Quebec Zulu Bravo, in and out.
My gain's a little high there.
Okay, John, you brought me up to the number we had last night's net. Anybody else do in and out check-in?
In and out check-ins.
Okay, not hearing any more check-ins. Bob will close this net down for this week. Again, my thanks to those who were here. Makes it a good net and a good topic tonight. Hobby of model trains and or train experiences that we've each had one way or another. Awesome conversation. And we'll be back next week at 8 o'clock on this frequency for the quarter century wireless net. So we'll be closing that down tonight at 8:45 with a total of 9 of us tonight. So thanks everybody. Returning this repeater back to its normal amateur radio use.
All right. Cool. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. So, Please like, please subscribe, hit the bell for more notifications of my future videos and streams, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.